Man, this ultra bright, man, is going to be something else. We're going to have to start testing this against a lot of these great screens out here now. All right, first things first. My name is Kenneth. My company is Crystal Edge Technology Screens using ambient light projection technology gain. And we are doing a demonstration on the 1% done ultra bright ambient light projection 15. One of the brightest screens we have ever developed. An amazing thing about this technology, usually when we're developing black technology, this is the first time around we actually started basically developing coding actually to enhance the white levels to maximum extent. Look at this. Unbelievable how crazy this stuff is. Just to give you an idea what you're going to be up against at 1%. Told you, this product produces such a high-end white level. Our black screens can make this disappear like it doesn't even exist. A dark silver can blend this and make it gone. But this stuff right here, anything that hits this screen that's slightly too dark will automatically turn into a black spot. At 4,300 lumens, your screen can't muster up enough of a white level to actually come against our technology. Isn't it interesting on how we show off our black screens, and we're able to back our black screens and showing amazing, amazing white levels. Like I said, our screens can blend into gray screens. Screens slightly lighter than a black screen. We can blend into them. But yet, when we turn the tables around and we design a technology that produces a high bright level, like a gray screen, and we put your dark mix against it, look how dirty your image comes up. It can't compete with our 12. It can't compete with our black silvers. It can't compete with the platinum eclipse, and it definitely can't compete with the blue. I tell you, this is going to be a year of your karma. Even in contrast, your levels are too dark. Look at that. So dark you can't even see the image. See the contrast level on this bright screen? It produces a perfect balance of contrast. Your contrast level comes up too dark. So dark that the image comes up dirty. We should do skin tones, should we? See, the problem is when you're dealing with a product that's not professionally designed, it pulls up something called an oversaturation of contrast. It means there's too much black in it, and it causes the balance to go off. When you saw the commercial with the little girl and the stuffed animal, how the image was coming up too dark, too dirty, there you go. But when we develop our black screens can pull a white level. You know why? Because they can blend these screens. And in order for them to do that, they would have to be to read a white level. Your screen doesn't have code in it. You know why? Because it's house paint. There's nothing special about it. And I remember sitting there saying that, would you ever develop a light gray screen paint? And I thought to myself, nah, I wouldn't do it. It wouldn't be worth my time. I remember actually saying that. I'm kind of glad I thought about it. I'm kind of glad God put that idea in my head and said, you know what, we're going to build this today. This is what we're going to design today. This is your field, isn't it? Light gray screens. We own this screen now. This is our territory now. I know some people want to sit there and say, oh, that's wrong. No, this is our territory now. And you think now we just figured out how to heighten the white levels on the technology. You know what'll be next? We can go with lighter gray screens. I wonder if I can pull it off on a white screen. I'm curious about that one. Now, that may take some time. That may take some time to do. If we can pull a white screen that can pull a contrast level, that may take some time. Every time we develop a code, it gives us information. Like I'm watching the screen right now, I'm getting information. This allows us to be able to take this technology, because we're using black technology, and develop even more advanced technology than what you're seeing here with this. So let's take your light gray mix, which is your professional mix, and let's put that against the screen. So now we have your professional mix, your light gray mix, and we have your dark mix at the same time. So any screen paint you have is slightly darker than that will come up looking like that. And anything you come up that's darker will come up looking like this. So there's no way around it. We can blend your screen with no problem. White levels. And we can make it look like a black spot on the other one. Like I said, you wanted to talk about having all this high-end technology. All we did was just throw our hat in the ring and just develop a screen. That's all we did. J&K. I think we can't come down to your level and develop and design stuff like gray screens. Yeah, I can design any form of color screen that I want. It doesn't have to be black. I can, if I choose to, I can develop a light gray screen that would be far more superior. I can if I choose to, but I chose not to. I wanted to stick in the black category. But like I said, if people want to keep talking about these light gray screens, okay, no problem. Then here we are. This is what you'll have to deal with. And any other company that develops, not just you, any other company that wants to come across it. Actually, the only one actually gave me a bit of a hard way to go is that freaking DMP Supernova, which I have to look into that a little more. J&K, right? J&K space J&K 4K. 4K, let me see. 4K. 4, here we go. Found them. We have to do that snow demonstration too. So let's go with the skin tones.
Philadelphia cream cheese makes your recipes their holiday favorites. The holidays are made with Philly.
Our passion has been natural from the very beginning. And by giving you...
So here we go. The contrast levels are coming up too dirty here. and you basically can't pull contrast there. Can't pull white level. White levels are too high, the screen's fading out when it comes to contrast. And then we can blend your screen. Look at that. I told you I could develop a gray screen paint that would obsolete your stuff in no time at all. I can make something far more advanced than this, because now what I'm seeing and I understand how the code's working, it's giving me ideas to now develop even more advanced stuff. So by tomorrow, I'll have 3 different formulas, exactly like this, with each one with a different design and code. One to enhance more contrast levels, one to enhance more color, one to enhance a brighter white level. When I figure out exactly which one I want, I'll combine all those together to make an ultimate screen to pretty much level everything. Let's go back there a minute. I want to see something there. Look at that, too dark. This is what I wanted to see. Too dark, look at your red levels are washed out right there. So one screen's not picking up a high enough contrast, and the other one is picking up too dark of a contrast level. Contrast levels here can't pick up. See right here where you can see the outline of her face, everything is perfect, clean. Right here, too dark, it doesn't even show up. Mind you, your screen is lighter than my screen, and I'm still matching you with no problem, but producing better color. The background is supposed to be blue. God, the only thing I could develop was black technology. Are you kidding me? I can develop whatever I want. Not to be bragging, but any color code. When I first started off, I was developing gray screen paint. That was my field. That's what I started off with gray screen paint. So you take my old stuff when I first started off in gray screen paint and incorporate it into the technology I have now. And this is what you get. So if I wanted to go back and develop in gray screen paints, I could easily do this. That was my original field, was gray screen paints. You ever heard the term waking up a sleeping giant? You just woke one up, buddy. Your stuff would be obsolete in no time at all. And this is the first stage. I got 12 more underneath this technology that I can basically start working on. And that's for any other company. Any other company that feels the need, whatever. It's going to be interesting 2021, because in 2021, we're coming basically to just dominate everything. Once we get outside and I got technology already set up for outside that you haven't even seen yet to go against any other projection screen that we have to go against. And the whole purpose of this, whether or not people don't like my attitude or not, the whole purpose of this is to develop better technology for better people. I'm getting sick and tired of seeing all these fake demonstrations of people talking, oh, it's ambient light rejection. It darn well is not ambient light rejection. We all know that. Just because you got a little bit of light peppered in the environment. I hate that nonsense. And then you got these hobbyists that are making these cheap gray screen paints that don't even do their job correctly. That what ticks me off. Make it bad for the rest of us who basically take this business and professional as serious. So someone has to come out here and change it. You know what happened? You know why I got into this company to begin with, design and technology to begin with? I got sick and tired of these big companies charging $4,000 or $5,000 for a projection screen, and the everyday people, everyday Joe can't afford it. So they got to deal with these white screens or these fake hobbyists to make these fake gray screen paints that don't even freaking work half the time. So that's when I decided to throw my hat in the ring and start developing technology like this. So now I'm tired of seeing all these freaking fake gray screen paints, this blah blah this and the blah blah that. Guess what? Now we're in the ring on that too. So we're going to develop high-end, better technology for everybody for an affordable price, and it's going to be properly tested and done right. Not this stuff right here. I'm blowing out both your screens at the same time. Let's go over to, let me see. I think the only screen I've seen likely in that group that actually is that D&B Supernova, and definitely I'm going to be doing more testing against that. That's a beautiful screen. For $5,000. Even if we do, even if we match the screen, so we match the screen, we got a match on it, right? We don't care, and I'll tell you why. It's a $5,000 projection screen. My screen would cost you $267. $5,000, $267. My screen, you can code it and turn it to rear projection if you want to. Can't do it with that. That screen's 100-inch at $5,000. My screen, you can paint up to 126-inch, which means you can have a screen that big sitting in your living room for 126-inch, and it would still cost you $267. My mom would have murdered me if I walked ran around the house like that. Oh crap! Well, kids got a lot of leniency, man. I'd have been murdered by then. Like, what the freak do you think you're doing? You gonna sit down? Yeah, kids were meant to be seen, not heard. That's how I grew up. And sometimes not meant to be seen. Now I know we're sitting back saying, well, my screen's doing a fantastic job. It's matching the screen. And it's the part you don't understand. It's the part you're not getting. It's not the fact that you're matching my screen. It's the fact that my screen is darker than yours. And you should be producing a higher white level. See what happens when you come to contrast levels? Your screen automatically fades. It can't pick up contrast. Our screen can pick up a contrast level. Yours can't. And then I can blend easily right into your screen. And if your screen is too dark, slightly darker than that one, which means you would have to make a white screen paint, but your contrast levels would fail. Even if you try to put it against the technology, you still would fail because it pulls a contrast level. So you would fail there. And if it's anywhere slightly darker than that screen, then it starts showing this kind of stuff. Now, I see this coming up on the screen. So where do you go? You don't go anywhere. You're obsolete. That's all to it. And that goes for any other projection screen. Had no interest in going to gray screens. Not one at all. I had no interest at all. I was basically going to just stick to black technology. That was it. But you kept slandering the black technology and you kept going at this and kept going at that and just kept going at it. So we decided to just come down on your level, take what you like, advance it, and obsolete your stuff. Told you to just mind your own business. Because I developed black technology, that I don't know how to develop gray technology? Please, that's what I started off with. That's what I mastered first. Now, if I could get access to its products, I would buy every last one of your screen paints and throw it against this technology and watch this screen obsolete every last one of them. Like I said, if you mind your own business and you let the black technology alone and let it be what it was supposed to be and stop trying to slander it's being too dark, I would have never stepped in the field of gray screens. I would have just mind my own business. But now, we're in your backyard. with a technology that's only 1% done, not even at 5% or 10%. It's brand new. It was only developed 2 days ago. Actually, yeah, yesterday we did the paint on demonstration. So 2 days. It's a 2-day old formula. Hasn't even done any of the tests yet. No, the distance test, outside test, nothing. So if it's doing this kind of damage at 1%, what happens when it reaches 5 or 15 or 20? Then what? This stuff is designed. We do demonstrations against you. It's not because we get credibility for you. It's to tell you to stay in your lane and mind your business. That's what it's for. When we do the big boy screens, it's for credibility because they got a lot of credit underneath of them. To be to take one of those guys down is an honor. To be to take one of them down. To be able to show that, look, we're equal to this. We're equal to a $5,000 projection screen. And this is how much our product costs. This is what it's going to cost our customers. That is an honor to be able to go toe to toe one of them screens. Yours is just strictly to tell you to stay in mind your own business. But now you got competition. Or not competition, not going to be competition at all, period. We know what it is. It's a massacre. It is what it is. You're watching it right there. And wiping through your screens at the same time. It's just to show you that if your technology is too dark, your paint's too dark, by any slight measure, if it's darker than that particular screen right there, it'll start turning into that. No, he's watching this. Crow boys are staring at this right now. Probably got their jaws dropped right now. Unlike your stuff, I can take mine and make it rear, front and rear technology. So if somebody wants to use it for rear, they can use it for rear. And Crow boys, let me let you know, your money's not welcome here. We don't want it. You can stick with what you were using to begin with. Oh, man, we begin to test tomorrow. Ultra short throw demonstration tomorrow. I can't wait for that. That's gonna be fun. I get to watch a whole bunch of screens turn black against this technology. Yeah, they're gonna get. We have to put them up there. I have to put them up there, even though they're not ultra short throw compatible. To tell you they are, because I'm gonna say it. It's not a test to see which one's better. It's to see which one is compatible. It's a compatible test. That's all it is. So if I go up there and say, oh yeah, mine is better because there's this big, I already know the screens are not ultra short though compatible. So they already have a flaw already. They have a strike against them from the door. We just want to show you exactly the difference between theirs and ours when it comes to that. That's all. How would this pair against a 12? A 12 would blow this screen out when it comes contrast level. This screen could take a 12 on the white levels easily. It is one of the brightest screens we ever had. Even if the blue technology is amazing. Now, interesting with blue has a different kind of attitude. It's a little different. It produces insane white levels. It produces contrast levels, but the contrast levels on blue are actually darker than this screen. So they all have their different IDs and different ways of how they basically project. So we always have to do like all the screens together, and that's so the customer can look and say, okay, this is the one I want. That's what we do. We put them all together so everybody can see which one they want. Yeah. Let's go with the. I want to look at the TLCs. I'm always curious about those. The TLCs, I like those the most. Let's go in and clear this one out. Let's put in TLC. The TCL. Wrong one. Here we go. Take this off for a minute. I wanted to get an understanding on what's happening here. So you know how bright your screen is right now compared to this screen? Watch this. So your screen should be pulling up a much higher white level. The fact that that screen is that dark and it's pulling a white level so high that it's basically blending right into your screen. Look how dirty that looks. It's dirty. And why your screen's kind of dirty? See, as I told you, black screens, we can take gray screens and we can blend them into our screens because they pull high white levels. I've never seen you do that before. I've never seen you take a screen lighter than yours and try to make it blend into it. You've never done that demonstration. I know why. Because your screen can't do it. Let me go get my charger. Well, just grab me a charger real quick for my phone. That's all. I'll be back. Yeah, well, can't say in this demonstration that I'm doing anything to alter it because your screen's right up there. It's pulling a somewhat white level. My screen's darker than yours, and it's blending yours with no problem. Since you're so bent on white levels, I'm going to show you what my technology does when it comes to white levels. So this screen has 100% code embedded in it. That's why it's seeing the white level so high, because we enhanced the version of the white levels on the code higher than the black levels, just so we can come in here and blow your screens out. Since you're so bent on white levels, I'll show you what I can do with white levels. And I'll do it on the screen that's darker than yours, just to prove a point. Look at that. Look how dirty that comes up. That's a UV mix. The screen is so bright. Even with the UV mix being gray, it makes it look like it's black. Look at the water in the background. You couldn't even pick up the water in the background. It's faded. Oops, somebody quit. Back up there, Chief. Much testing to be done. Let's go. One more testing to go. Look how dirty the image comes up when it comes to the motor. You know why? It's coming up so dirty. I tell you why. Because it can't put white level. That's why. If I show this demonstration, the demonstration I did when I painted this screen on the wall upstairs, you saw that white woman, the woman's face blow up, saw the features come out and everything. That's because black technology we developed can pour white level because it can read it. That can't pour white level because that's paint. We matched that with primer. That's why. And I've taken your personal mix and put it against my black screen on the same demonstration and still pull the white level. But when I put you against my grade mix, oh, I said mix. Sorry about that. Formula. When I put you against my formula, this is what your product looks like. Isn't that interesting? I take this personal mix, put it against my screen. My levels can match your levels. You might be slightly a little brighter, but I'm not that dark. But if I make a gray formula and I put your gray, your black dark stuff against it, that's what I turn it into. We'll do that demonstration tomorrow. Let's see if we take his personal mix and we put it on my black screen and we can make it so dark that. Yeah, the screen is going to obsolete all your stuff. I bet you $100 that he tries to come up with a white screen paint mix. That won't do any good. Screen blended in with a white sheet of paper. You have to find something whiter than white. And if you come up with a white screen paint mix, that's not going to be good because this screen pulls a contrast level too at the same time. So it's definitely going to basically make your screen come out looking washed out. It pulls brighter and more vivid colors. So that's not going to work. So you can't do another gray screen. You know what's going to happen to it. You can blend it. And it can't be too dark because we'll turn it to that. So where do you go? And my screen is darker than yours and it's pulling the same high white level as yours. Yet it's bright enough to turn your dark screen into a black spot. As I said before, you are now considered to be obsolete. Told you not to play with me. Warned you and told you not to play with me. And it took me 2 days. me show you something, people. We all done this before. Do this again for you so you can see, just in case you forgot. The screen is much lighter than mine. Imagine if we decide to make a white screen paint that could pull a contrast level. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it? I know myself, even myself, I know that that's not something you could do in 2 days. That's something that takes about years to be able to do. That's a lot of freaking work. Is it possible? It's possible. It just takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of work. We're talking about a couple of years to pull that one off. He's probably going to try that one. Well, good luck on it. If he's just mixing house paint together, well, chances are he's not going to go far with that one. Man, wait until 2021. Wait to see what the new screens look like. That stuff took a year to develop. So when will the new technology be available? We're going to try to see if we can get it out somewhere around when the blue is launching, which is in February the 7th. Keep in mind, if you don't have a pre-order, you can't get it. Pre-order to get it. This will be for the first month. Pre-orders will be requested. See how interesting this look? This screen faded. This one came out too dark. Too much contrast, not enough contrast. Either way, all bad. Snow, screensaver.
Getting that from YouTube.
Let's rush it a little bit. Let's show you automatically. There we go. Now we already know the dark screen is going to fail miserably on it. We know this is going to happen. This is done. This is not going to be able to do it. We'll put that right there. Let's look at your other personal mix that you have. Now, you know what's interesting? I said, your screen is brighter than mine. And yet, I can turn around and push a white level high enough to run into your screen. So that means that any screen paint that you have is slightly darker. And even if it's lighter than that, it's still not going to stand a chance. But if it's slightly darker than that personal mix, it's going to come out dirty like that UV mix easily. So that's what we want. We want your lightest to your darkest. If you have anything darker than the UV mix, you know how that's going to come out against this technology. Well, tomorrow we'll start doing the demonstrations on the test for the screen. Start getting serious here and start playing these games here. And we'll start bringing out the 1000 lumen, 900 lumen, 800 lumen, ultra short throw projectors. We have to bring out the projector. All low lumens have to come out, so we'll do those. We'll bring out the 52. We already did 43, so 43 hit the screen without one hot spot hitting the screen. Did you notice that? At 4300 lumen projector standing behind me? Yeah, not one hot spot. But we're going to bring out the 52. That's even more bigger than this one. And then we'll do some probably demonstrations a day after that. We need to get all these demonstrations tidied up before we can actually put a launch shopping cart on this particular product. So like I said, we've already tested against high performance projection screens. I'm probably going to do a little shopping and see if I can go out and find some other light gray screens. I would like to try that Studio Tech. I want to do that screen, the Studio Tech, that white screen. So we got some other screens we can test against, have some fun with, see how it stacks up. And these are going to be all professional high-end screens we're going to be doing these tests against. As for this stuff right here, it's just this product. It's just basically to give him an understanding that just stay in your lane, because keep in mind, these tests were already done. They're all done. They're documented. They're live. So say he basically buys the product or gets the product. Keep in mind, he has to understand there is heavy paperwork underneath of it. And just so you know, I did hire an attorney with a retainer just strictly for suing people on this technology alone, just to sue people for it. So it's not going to be a problem to take care of if you slander. If you do it side by side, don't care, really don't care about that. As long as you keep it professional. But if you mix that product with anything, you make it darker than what it is, well, we already have demonstrations of us already testing your stuff. If you make something new and you basically do something that doesn't look right, then bottom line is we're going to have some paperwork coming to your house. All right? All right. So with that being said, that's with anybody. Any big company too, just let them know. No reverse engineering, none of that bull crap that you try to do. None of that, because our paperwork is actually locked on this technology. Not just to him, to everybody. If you think you're going to, and I've had companies coming in by court sample and try to take it down and try to mess around with it. And find out, call us back and find out we had paperwork on it and they want to discuss selling it. It is not for sale for any company whatsoever. This is for customers only. We're not for companies, but we're not selling this. No way in the world. There's too much knowledge in this technology. I've worked with contrast levels and making screens darker and pulling out white levels, but I never really enhanced the white level to the point where it came out so bright that we're able to blend in the other screens easy by just using white levels alone. Usually my strong points when I develop screens is contrast, that heavy contrast. I like to make screens go produce that heavy contrast, but this thing is freaking amazing where, don't get me wrong, I'm still going to be working with contrast levels. You need contrast. This screen has contrast built into it. You need it. Just gives me ideas on other parts that can pretty much enhance around the technology. And you probably think, well, what does he mean by enhancing the technology? Oh, if I could only explain to you how it's done, it's quite insane. You need a big cup of coffee and about, no, I ain't gonna tell you for nothing. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Maybe chill here, just relax. All right, I'm gonna go upstairs and try to finish off the upstairs because I'm running cables through because I'm gonna play that steampunk, whatever, cyberpunk 2077. I only got a little bit of, only got a taste of it, and that's it. So now I got the motorized projection screen upstairs, everything wired in. That's where I'm gonna be at the night. Yes, wreaking havoc. Whatever stuff I can do on the game. I'm gonna get a chance to explore it. If my system does happen to freeze up and crash, I'll let you know because I'm curious because I'm using bare minimums. And if it does work, then you know where you can go buy a PC, put parts into it, and it'll work exactly with no problems whatsoever. All right. With that being said, thank you all for your time. Crow, I enjoyed you basically visiting us today. Thank you so much for spending your time here with the new technology. All the other projection screens, thank you so much. We'll be back tomorrow for some more testing. All right, gotta go. Oh, by the way, blue is actually available for pre-orders. As I said before, we only have a certain amount in the shopping cart. Once we reach that point, then that shopping cart's going to be closed, or all of them will be closed. So the only shopping carts we have open is 1 quart, 2 quarts, and 1 gallon. That's basically about it. Anything higher than that, well, actually for companies, we have invoices for them, but that's a different story. All right, I gotta go, and God bless. Kudosh.